Taoist Magic Talk Show brought to you by Taoist Master Ji Sifu and King Dragon Taoism. Huliang Tenjun. Welcome back, everyone. This is Ji Sifu again, and today we have a very interesting topic on Taoism FU or FU Talisman. So before we begin, let's do a little introduction of what is a FU, okay? Commonly, you will see a FU. It's like a piece of yellow paper with some red or black writings on it and some stampings over that thing. And then you carry this thing around and it will give you protection. It will make your life better. It will improve your luck or whatever that FU is supposed to do. It will help you. Or it can even harm you, okay, in some sort of way. So this is a magical piece of paper. Okay, so if you don't know what it is, you can go to our website, teenagedragon.com, and you can see some examples as well, because we offer these to the public and to everyone who needs help. Now, I've been doing this for quite a while. I mean, many years. And so it is something that I am very good at doing, and it works really well. One thing is some people will ask, well, can it make you rich? I get a wealth booster, fool. So you can make my business earn more money, and then I'll be like retiring, next year or something. Well, okay, here's the thing. FU Talisman is not like that. Okay, it can help, but it cannot like magically, turn a dumbass into a smarties. It cannot do that. Okay, there's limitation. Okay, but anyway, joke aside. So going into the actual topic here. Okay, these days I've been asked the same questions over and over again, so I decided to bring it into the podcast so that everyone can get educated a little bit. Okay, so one common question is, how long does it last? Like, I purchased this FU for $50, and I'm expecting it to last 5 years, 10 years, right? Okay, so this is a wrong mindset. A FU is not like a product. It's not like I'm buying apple, I'm buying orange juice. Not like that. Okay, the money that you pay or you output, we call that an offerings. Offerings to the God, to show the God your heart. How? Very simple. Okay, think about it this way. The temple, the altar, is like the home for the God, right? They have statues and stuff like that, and the God resides in there. Okay, so the God is there. It's like their home. If you give money to support the temple or the lineage, then these altars can keep going. Okay, imagine like you have to buy incense, you have to buy this and that, and there you need money to upkeep the altar, right? It's not free. So yeah, and also your life. Like if let's say you are in my position, right? If you cannot make a living, then how can you continue to help people with this thing, right? It's like doctors. If you say, oh, doctor, you're helping people, you're supposed to not charge money. How can the doctor keep going just like that? You can't, right? The doctor needs to charge you money so he can make a living, that he can keep helping people. Well, Taoist priest is the same thing. I don't understand why some people think that magic should be free, but it's illogical, right? Like, this is a career. Someone commit their life to do this as a real career and real thing, this is the only thing that we do in our life to help people with the magic. We cultivate magic every day. So if we don't make money, right, then how can we keep going and help more people? We can't even eat lunch. Then how can we continue, right? Yeah. Well, some people say, well, you can get a part-time. Yeah, well, you see, you get a part-time, then you're not committing fully to this subject, then that makes you not a professional. You don't even have the time to cultivate. I have some disciples, okay? Some disciples have like a very tight schedule with their work. Like 7 days a week, they're working. And then when they're back home, they're exhausted. So imagine you got a full-time job, right? And then you have to write food for people and such like that, doing, magic work for like your part-time like that. You can't do it. You don't have the energy to even cultivate or do your trainings. You can't. Like if you say, let's say you want to be a martial artist fighting in the UFC or something like that, right? You got to be a full-time. You can't be a part-time fighter, or else, you know what? You don't train enough, you're going to get your ass beaten. Very simple. We deal with evil spirit, strong sorcery attack, and magic attack and gong tao and all that kind of magic. Those things kill people, okay? And we risk our life helping people to resolve their spiritual issue. So when people are actually being attacked by these things, we jam in and say, hey, stop. I'm here. You want to fight? Fight me first. That's what we're doing, okay? We jam into these cases and just tell them, I'm here. You want to kick this guy's butt? Kick me first, huh? And then we got to fight. So that's what we're doing. We are risking our life. And if we don't train enough, we don't have the time to train, or we don't eat enough, okay? Basically, if you don't eat enough, you can't even fight properly. And we're the one that is in danger. We can't do that. So, yeah, now you know. So you pay about average $50 to $100 for the food that you requested. For example, a protection food, wealth booster food, or harmonizing food for better relationships, things like that. Okay, you paid, and then what that money does is it goes to the lineage, and it can support the business to keep going. Oh, look, I can buy incense because I have money now, okay? Or I can buy my breakfast so I can write food for you, right? So that money goes there, and then the God sees it, okay? The God knows about your money and realize, oh, you output this much for whatever help you want. So, yeah, you contributed. So we're going to give you something back in return. So what they're going to do is help you with whatever you need help with, protection and whatever. That's like this kind of relationship. Okay, you commit, you show your heart, your faith, and the God will be helping you. So it's not about how long the food will last. It's about how much or why the God wants to help you. It's the God that is helping you, not the food, not the paper. Okay? Do not look at food like it is a piece of paper with energy inside. Do not go like a scientific way of trying to look at the food. Like, it's energy. It's not energy, okay? It is a ticket. I love this way to explain to people. I say, a food is a ticket of request. It requests the God for help. Just like the ticket that the waiter, when you go to a restaurant, the waiter will take your order and then write it down on a piece of paper or a stack of paper. And they write it down like a ticket, and then they submit that to the kitchen. Nowadays, they usually use computerized, like printing. But back then, it's all like handwriting. So same idea, okay? So you have that paper written, sent to the kitchen, and then the chef sees it and know what to do. And because you paid, so the chef will cook. So yeah, the chef cooked, and then later on you'll see your food coming to you. You have that ticket, right? Like imagine the ticket has like a backup copy. So you write, like those old carbon paper thing. You write on the first page, and it has a copy on the third and the second page, like that, right? So you have one on the table. There's one in the kitchen. So after the kitchen is done, the waiter finds you and, oh, okay, I see this ticket on your table, confirm, and I give you the food. Food is just like that. You got the food written, gave it to someone, then a God will trace down that person and say, oh, you got a ticket. Okay, I will help you. The God will understand who they need to help and how they should be helping. That's basically the whole concept. It's just about that. Writing a ticket, request for help, a certain kind of help, specifically. And the food usually, we have like some food that is very general. So everyone who need protection, you can use the same thing. But sometimes we have like customized food. So we put different things into the food and make it more suitable for whatever you need help with. So yeah, but the same idea, you're asking the God for help. The God knows that you committed, you show your heart. Good, we're going to help you. So logically speaking, if you requested a food that is $50 on the website, okay, but after you requested the food, you decided that I should give more. So you went to like maybe give support, click that button, and then you donated like $200, and you realize that I really have faith in the God. I really wish the God will also have faith in me and help me. Well, because you output more than you should be at a minimum, the God will see and be very happy about you. Right? The God will be like, wow, you are a faithful one. I really want you to, come again. So I will help you. So the God will go help you more than if you just paid for the $50. However, there's like a minimum for the food. Like we have to set a minimum. We can't just like, oh, it's $1. You just pay whatever extra on top. It doesn't work like that. Because we got to ensure that the price or the amount that you are outputting makes sense. Because in the past, I have tried making food for very, very cheap price, very symbolic price, and then it's okay, like just pay a few bucks, and if you have more, you pay more. It's fine. We tried that. We also tried free food as well. So free, okay, once a while, I will do promotion and have free food, just like a month ago, we have a ghost month, the lunar July, and we were doing promotion, so we got some free food, and people can download it and then have my empowerment by distance. That's fine, okay, once a while. But the real food, the stuff that you should be getting from the website for specific help, that cannot be too symbolic, because the thing will go very wrong. Like a lot of people will just take it as, oh, it's $2. Cool, I will buy one. That's it. Okay. 9.5 out of 10 people, they will just go with whatever it says on the page. So if you said it's like $2, $5, they will just give that much. And as a result, the God don't appreciate your output because you don't make sense. And well, at the end, the people are going to come back and say, your food don't work. Like, I purchased this and I have the same problem. It's not getting better and so on, right? But right now, I'm charging $50 minimum for a food. And it's pretty okay. Like, it's not a lot. It's enough to show your heart. Okay, so you might wonder, how do you judge? Like, how do you say, is this enough or not? Well, here is something that you can use to measure, which is right now we have this pandemic going on, and a lot of people are working from home or maybe from time to time, and there's a lot of people ordering takeout, right? Uber Eats, DoorDash, that kind of thing. Okay, so get on those apps and imagine you have to you have to treat your friend a meal because he is going to help you with something. So you buy him like a lunch or something like that, right? How much will that cost? Well, you won't be like buying people just like one piece of donut and say, okay, here, lunch, right? That's kind of ugly. Not so presentable, right? If you really want to show I appreciate you, you won't treat them to McDonald's for lunch. It doesn't make sense, right? So you'll buy them like, okay, let's say, I don't know, let's come up with something. Japanese food, teriyaki, rice or noodle with a drink, or maybe even a cup of coffee later on, something like that, right? Okay, so how much will that cost if you're buying that for your friend, given that you're ordering through like DoorDash or Uber Eats, something like that, right? They have delivery fee, so that's like $10, and then on top of that, you might have like $20 or 20 something dollars. So that's about 30 something dollars for single person, just the main dish. Not to say like if you want to order a dessert or appetizer, okay, maybe like, oh, let me have like 2 dumplings on top. That might be like $5 or $8 already, right? And if you're not drinking water, yeah, you treat people to dinner or lunch, right? You will want to buy them a drink, not like, oh, here you go, bottled water, right? So maybe the drink will cost a little bit more. So you can see roughly all in total is about $50. That's pretty reasonable, I would say. If you try to like order McDonald's for some people to like appreciate them, it doesn't make sense. It just don't match. Okay, so think about it. It's reasonable, right? Now, this is one meal only. Okay, and you're asking someone for help for one thing. Maybe like, oh, can you look after my house because I'm like away for a few days or whatever. That kind of small thing, you might treat someone to a meal like that. Okay? Small things, right? Okay, so I would say this is reasonable as a starter. But imagine you ask someone to protect you, like you hire a bodyguard, okay? I know bodyguard should be a little bit expensive, but just think about it this way. You hire someone to protect you, right? Does it make sense to say you're giving them 1 cup of coffee a day as a thank you? Or, is it like even reasonable? Do they even get any food or whatever, right? Okay. Now you get it. So, so that's how you judge, based on a very human way. You can use food to measure how much to give is like a proper amount. And I would say, like, think about, hiring a professional or a friend, how much are you willing to give for their help? Now, of course, you would say, well, if you charge like, $400 for a fool, it will be kind of too much for most people. That's right, because a lot of people are not, financially doing that well. Maybe some people are even like jobless, maybe. But you see, if you're jobless and you're finding a job and such like that, you can still afford one meal, right? So you can afford a $50 food. Don't tell me you cannot. You can. It's just that you decided to spend your money elsewhere. Okay, so there you go. $50 is like a nice price tag for like almost anyone in the world. You should be able to afford this. So that's why we set the amount around there. So going back to the question, how long does the food last? The answer is very straightforward. It really depends how much the God wants to help you. It's not about how long it will last. So the God don't just judge you because of the money that you output. Don't think the wrong way, okay? It's not like, oh, I output $200 and I will get more help. It's not like just about money. It's about the faith as well. What is faith? Faith is believing without evidence. That is at least the definition in our lineage and what our gods goes by. So they say, the God said that look at the baby. The baby is very faithful to the parents, right? So the parents bring the baby to somewhere, and then the parents forgot how to get home. The baby won't even question or even think that, did my parent get lost? The baby won't do that. The baby will just wait and believe blindly that their parents should know what they're doing. There's no questioning. There's no doubt. There's not even a moment of thinking, do they not know how to go home? There's not even a moment of that. The baby will just purely just like believe 100% that I will be home at the end of the day because my parents will take care of it. I just close my eyes and everything will be fine at the end, right? Well, I don't know if you still remember how you were when you were a baby, but when I was a baby, I really remember that that's how it is. Sometimes my parents made a mistake or made a wrong decision, and things happen, and you see all the bad stuff happen. You don't even think that is your parents' mistake or fault. You will just keep wanting to encourage them or just by their side and wait, and then eventually you see everything will be resolved because they will take care of it. You just know that. You don't need evidence. You just believe. That is faith. Okay? Now, talking about faith, why is this so important? Well, it's very human, right? Think about it this way. You and your friend, okay? Your friend asks you to help her, okay? Your friend asks you to help her to take care of the house for a week because she'll be gone for a trip. You never did this before. She never seen or hired you or asked you for help before. It's the first time. And you guys know each other for maybe just like a month. So why does she think that you are trustworthy enough? Listen, the word trustworthy, right? Trust is because of something. Like it needs evidence. You need proof. For example, I trust this bank because it has been there for a long time, or it's big, it's whatever, right? There got to be a reason. Here, we're not talking about reasons. Faith don't need reason. It's a blind belief. So it's like your friend your friend have faith in you. So she don't care, I just believe that you will be okay with my house and you won't do anything bad to it. And just give you the key. What do you feel? If you're not like a bad person, right? After someone have that much faith in you, you would be happy and you will be wanting to do an even better job to impress the person back, right? Very simple, very human. Everyone should understand this. If you have you have a properly working brain, you should understand this. Right? So faith is like that. One good example is how the parents have faith in the kid. Tell the kid to do this and that the first time, and you don't know if the kid can do it or not, but you just let them go and be and do it, and eventually they will be okay. It's like that. That is the faith. Without any need of proof or evidence or whatever, you just believe it will work. This is important because of the faith that you have for the God. You just believe it will work. You just believe the God will work. You don't need evidence. You just believe it, right? Because of that, the God will want to make you see that it will really work. The God will like you. The God will be impressed by you. And the God will help you because of your faith. One of the biggest factor of why the magic will work, or how much will it work, how powerful will the magic goes, it all depends on the God, not you or me. I can help you to write a FU. I can write the request ticket. But it's the God that is helping you, right? The God don't like you, then you get no help, even you paid a lot. So, one example, okay? Someone came to me and requested a FU for help, for protection. Sure, I write the FU and the person paid $50 and there you go, Very simple, right? Okay, so there's the fool with this person. And then after the person left, he went to someone else, another master, and asked that master for help. You see something wrong? By the way, this is a very common and kind of bad mindset in a lot of Asian culture, especially Taiwan. A lot of people do these things. It's like this. You go to a doctor, you ask for help, the doctor gives you a full checkup and then prescribe you some medicine. And then these people, they don't believe you. They went somewhere else and then asked another doctor. And then get a diagnosis from another doctor and prescription from that doctor. And then they compare and then just mix and match things. And you know what I mean, right? The magic is the same. Some people do that. They come to me for help. They buy a food and then they leave. And then they go to another master or like a few other temples. And then they try to get help from there as well. Well, if you're the god at my place, you'll be looking at this guy and say, well, then obviously you have no faith in me because you think that I cannot handle the problem. That's why you find more people to help you. If you believe me, why do you need to like get so many people here, right? So, yeah. Just imagine you're at work, okay? You're at work, you work in an office environment, and maybe you fix computer, okay? So you're like an IT guy, support, and so your boss tells you, we got a server problem this afternoon. You need to fix it. So you have today until 5 p.m. and to get it fixed. He just told you that. And you're like, okay, no problem. And then you're working on it, right? And then after you're working on it, after like maybe 2 hours, a team of IT came and start fixing things. And you're like, what are they doing? And turn out your boss have called this company to come and fix the stuff while you are being told to fix it at first. And then later on, there's like 2 more people you're coming to like make sure it is fixed. Oh my God, what's going on? You hate your boss so much. Like, yeah, I don't even want to work for him. Like if you don't trust me, you don't have faith in me. Why do you ask me to do it in the first place? Another example is like, it's kind of like when people are asking for someone's help to edit their letter or documents and things like that, doing like an edit. So you ask this person to edit, and then the person did it, and then you went back and then you asked another person to check it again and so on like that. It sounds very normal if you're like in a school environment, right? But if you think about how it feels for the editor, that is what you need to understand. The feeling, it's okay, like it feels like it's okay because it becomes like such a common practice to have more people to revise your document and to make sure it is fine. But if you do actually have faith and believe the first person and think that that first person should get it done like 100%, no problem, right? Then why would you even bother getting more helpers? You won't. The gods supposed to be there 100% for you and will fix your problem. And because you don't believe and you do this and that at the back, then the God will be like the person who is pissed off. You find me for help and now you're like this and this. Like, don't like you, right? Then they just cross their hand and let you be. You don't need my help. It seems like you don't. You asked someone else already, so I'll just stop. How long does the fool last? It depends on you. Your action, how you communicate and interact and show yourself to the gods. Someone asked me this question. Can we talk to the gods even we are not ordained or doing any rituals? The answer is yes. How? How to talk to the gods? Well, you see, you got a fool, right? The fool is in your hand. So you can make contact with the fool, touch it, okay? in general, just touch it with your hand or something like that. Touch it. And then once you make the contact, close your eyes and then speak inside. Like using your inner voice to speak inside, not the mouth. Don't use your mouth, okay? The mouth is for human to listen. The heart, using the heart to speak. And you tell the God your story, what kind of help you need, and so on. You can, like, imagine a God is someone, okay? Let me do an example, okay? So I am requesting FU for my career, okay? So I will touch the FU, and this is what I will say. Okay, so I'll address to the God as like the wealth God. Okay, so wealth God, I need your help. So today I went to work and there's this person, whatever name, like backstabbing me and stealing my ideas and so on. I tell the God the whole story, and then I will say, so can you help me next time when I see her? Can you like do something to shut her up? Okay, after I did that talk, the God understand what's going on exactly, because like you told the God the whole story, right? Like telling a friend, you make sure the God understand the story first, and then you tell the God what kind of help you want. Okay, so I want the God to shut her up. How can the God do so? I need a way to let the God put his power so like into something, so that something can actually go on the subject that you want to work on. So maybe tomorrow I will buy a cup of coffee for this person. It seems like a nice move, like a very good thing to do, you know, like gifting someone coffee. So, okay, so I'll use this. And when I hold the cup of coffee, one hand I'll hold the coffee, like maybe right hand holding the coffee, left hand holding the FU. And then I tell tell the God, okay, well, God, this is the coffee I'm going to give her later. So please go put your energy, put your power into the coffee. So when she drinks it, it will make her shut up. Right? After I say it, I stomp my foot, left foot, and then right foot. So stomp both foot, okay, 3 times. And then that will tell the God to execute the magic right away. You just need a FU in your hand. You don't need a lot of other things. A coffee, right? And then there you go. The power will go into the coffee through your body. So basically, the FU in your the FU on your left hand sucks the power in through your body and out to the right hand and into the coffee. And the coffee now has that power from the God. You take this coffee and offer it to the person. After the person drinks it, the energy of the God goes into his body and will start making him want to talk less. And that basically is the magic, right? You don't need to know a lot of spells and rituals and things like that. It's about talking to the God and also finding a way for the God to deploy that energy, that power. Now, here leads to the next thing that we need to talk about, which is the physical form is important. A lot of people think that magic is just like spiritual stuff, like unseen, cannot be seen, invisible energy, you know, like Wi-Fi, you cannot see it, okay? So why do you need to care about the form, the body that actually hold that power? Now, here's the thing. Think about a person, okay? You have smart, we can say smart brain inside, so you can like, you know, think of things and solve problems really quickly and things like that. So inside, the mental power is very strong. But let's say if your body is very weak, every day you wake up and you feel like pain, tired, cannot sleep, and you cannot sit properly and so on. Even you're smart, your body wears out, you will lose that power to use the inner power. You need a strong body because it's like the body is holding on to the energy. It's like a container for the energy, for the soul, right? So if your container is weak, the soul will eventually just cannot be there anymore. It will leave the body. So you got to care about the body of things. Now, the body of a Fu, what are we talking about? We're talking about a way, like using a physical thing as a body to contain that power from the God. The God output the power for you to help you with things. But you need to give the God a way to deploy the power. Okay, let's say you got a Fu that is supposed to help you do better in school. Okay? So you just carry the Fu to school. Well, carrying, then the Fu is sticking to your body. So the power from the God can affect your body depending on where the Fu is. For example, you hang it on your neck, then the Fu is around your heart area. Then the power can go to your heart and affect the way you feel and affects your emotion and things like that. Then, well, if you want to do better in school, the God can help you by affecting those things. So make you feel more positive in school, make you feel happier when working in school, like that, then you might do better. The body of the Fu can also be like, I have a pen. So whenever I use this pen to make note, it make me more focused and make me smarter or whatever, okay? You can do that. So you have the Fu and you have a pen, right? You can touch the Fu and tell the God your story, your concern or whatever, and then you tell the God how you want the God to help you. So, for example, I have been always having issue jotting down notes and staying focused. So I beg the God for help that whenever I use this pen, I can write notes properly, I can write better notes and study better and so on. Okay, so that's what I want the God to do for me. And I have a pen, right? So I take the Fu and then I burn it and then burn it on top of the pen, do 3 circles with the flame clockwise and then dot, okay, like kind of dip the fire down and then put the Fu to somewhere else to keep burning. And that will inject the Fu power into the pen. Now this pen is the body of that Fu. And because it got a proper body, it can help you whenever you need, whenever you're using the pen. So when you're making notes, when you're like signing things, whenever you're using that pen, the magic power can kick in. Now here's the thing. How long does it last? Okay, I know. It's a repeat. But even the pen may not be like wearing out or whatever like a Fu paper does. It may last a long time, that pen, right? But the thing is, how long will the God want to help you and how much the God want to help you? It really depends on your faith, how much you output and so on. It's about you, not how long that physical material can last. So don't worry. Some people say, you gave me like a paper Fu and it is very fragile. It get ripped, it get wet and it get damaged and then the Fu don't work anymore. So I put this into something else, maybe like a keychain or something, and make sure that it will not break, it will not get damaged, and it can last longer. While this is okay, you can get something else to hold the Fu power. You can do that. But it doesn't mean that God needs to help more because it all depends on your relationship with the God. How much you output, how much faith you have, and so on. So it's not about is the physical thing broken or whatever. It's not like that, okay? It's about your heart. So now we understand that you can actually have different objects as a medium to hold the power. For example, I have this spray gun, and it's supposed to be for like sanitizing. You spray some kind of disinfectant around your house and you can kill the bacteria and things like that. Very common these days because of the COVID. And you can buy these guns on like Amazon or AliExpress for like $20-something, something like that. Yeah. So these guns, right, they are nice tools to use for your everyday life. If you can put a Fu or some magic into these guns and turn them into a magic tool, they become even more useful. So it's like while I am spraying around the house for like reducing the chance of COVID and things like that, it can also be doing other things at the same time while the liquid is being sprayed out. For example, you can do exorcism, you can do space cleansing, things like that. It's a medium, the medium for the power to deploy, right? So that's what you're dealing with. You're using different objects to make sure that the God can put their power in the object and then turn that object into what we call a magical tool, a magical treasure with the power of the God inside. So people who got like a fu from our website, by default, they will just fold it and carry it, or maybe put it in the wallet. And well, yeah, that's common. They put it in the wallet because there's nowhere else to put it. So they believe that will be enough and that will solve their problem. However, that is not really the case. If you can use the fu wisely and deploy them into something that kind of make more sense, it allows the God to help you better. Let's say you got a fu for house, like home protection, and you want to let's say reduce the chance of break-ins and such like that. Okay, this fu you can tape near the entrance. It's fine. Okay, not saying that you cannot do that. It's simple. But even better is you might have something put up to physically repel the bad guys. For example, you have a sign that you stab on the ground and it say whatever company is watching, and then they will believe that there's surveillance camera and so on. So it will kind of deter them away. So if you have a sign like that, you can burn the fu and inject it into the sign. That way, the sign will hold the God's power and kind of amplify the effect of that thing. It's so important to understand that the God need a way to deploy their power, and not just like a piece of paper will do the job all the time. So how to choose that object? Well, if you're learning in the lineage, you can learn about it when you ask and when you order a fu and such, and we'll teach you. Another way is think about how you want that help to be and how can the power can go into something to help you. For example, you got a new jacket. You can put a protection fu, inject it into the jacket, and say, now that God's power is on the jacket can now repel evil magic. That works. Okay, if the fu is matching, it works. It will help. Now the jacket is magicalized and it can protect you from evil magic because you have injected the fu into the jacket. Right? So you can do it like that. There are many objects that you can use as a body for the fu. It's really up to your creativity, your imagination. Or you can ask me because of I have more experience and more ideas. So when you ask me directly through emails or something like that, then I can teach you how to use your fu better. But even without the object, remember, you need to communicate with the God. You need to talk to the God, right? So it's very simple. Make contact, touch it, and then talk with your heart. Keep talking. And you can talk more than once, it's like calling up your friend and update your friend about what just happened. And later on, you can tell your friend to help you because you have updated the friend with all the information, right? You can just say, God, I need your help. Please help me, make my interpersonal luck better at work. Like everyone like you more, like that. Well, you can make that kind of request. It's very general. You won't see the result very vividly. So how can you customize it? Well, you got to tell stories, right? Like if I don't know about your workplace, you got to tell me who is who and who, oh, this is the boss, this is the boss daughters, this is the whoever. And after you let me know, the whole situation, then you tell me what you want. then I can help you. With the information, I can help you. So same thing with the food that you'll be getting from my website. Same thing. You get the food, right? It's not about me putting more power in or asking the God for more help. It's not me. It's you. You got the food. It's your job to communicate with the food, with God, and tell him what's going on and then what kind of help you want. Okay? So this is one of the most important thing. When you get the food, don't just put it in your wallet or hang on your neck and believe that will be okay. That is not okay, actually. It's very wasteful. It's like the God is there, but you're not telling the God what you want. Then the God just kind of sit there and wait, It's like that. Okay, so this time I have explained quite a lot about food and food power and so on. So hope you guys like this kind of podcast. So let me know if you have more questions or things you want me to talk about, and we can go into that kind of thing more. So yeah, this episode I try to make it a little bit shorter so that people won't fall asleep. Okay, so we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening, and remember to check out our YouTube channel, the Teen Yet Dragon Taoism YouTube channel, and our website, teenyetdragon.com. So check out those things, and if you want to ordain and start learning today, you can go to our website, get ordained, and start learning and have the direct teaching experience. It's really cool. So anyway, we'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.